okay, like I was talking about in the confusion tape, you got this dynamic UCS down here, so you can turn it on or turn it off. But it'll be pretty confusing a lot of times with it on. With it off, it works just like you'd expect. But with it on, you know, um, when that, see how that just the just went to a dotted line type. That means you're actually on that plane for your next drawing. So, like if I wanted to draw another rectangle there, okay, you can tell down here that it's actually planar, but my UCS is actually right here. That's what my user coordinate system is set at. That's what I'm drawing in right now, but I was able to draw on another plane. I did the same thing here. You can see how that's set up. Problem is that this, coordinate system, this dynamic coordinate system really doesn't work well with things like moving and copying and so forth. Because you can see over in this window, keep an eye on it, you can see where this thing's trying to be positioned. So, it's obviously quite confused when you're trying to move something, but it does let you draw in a dynamic way. So, although this thing here I could probably reposition, just like this I actually repositioned, because this is, because even though this is not planar, it's still, it looks planar, but it's not. If I go move it and, hit 2 points, okay, and hit another 2 points here, it's still, it's not quite planar anymore, see? But I don't know what's, so that's what I'm saying, it's, got to be used with some caution. So anyway, because like I said, about the only time I could ever see something like that useful, maybe, and this is a big maybe, is that there have been times when like drawing a rectangle, okay, you go turn on the UCS, well I can come to this, and actually draw a rectangle. Shit. Actually come to this and draw a rectangle there, but of course it's confused. So let's see where this comes out. Because it's certainly not aligning that rectangle to that deal. I mean, what the fuck, what coordinate system is that aligned to? I don't know. Because you'd think, based upon the rectangle, that it was going to align it to this, like this is doing, like I said, as long as it worked like that, you'd think that was interesting, but then again, look what it did. I mean, that's not what I wanted. I mean, that's like totally useless. It's just not planar to my view, it's not planar to this object, so I don't really see it. I mean, I did draw rectangles here, but but it was aligned to the base there, not to this thing, so anyway. Now it's misbehaving again because you can see that the grid's not visible, so yet it is turned on. So, and since I'm in a custom view, that's a lot harder to deal with. I did find out where the plan view is, but it's buried in here. Right here it is. See, the current thing is over here. Whatever. No, this was interesting. See, I went into this and went to settings, and I said update view to plan when UCS is changed. So I think I'm going to do that. You know, the funny thing is I can't really see where to create a surface in here. You know, obviously, to watch that animation create one in a sophisticated way, but, oh, here we go. Planar, and that's probably what the 3F, because he used 3F to do it, and this is probably the same thing. Oops. Remember, counterclockwise. Really should go to. Okay. Alright, now I'll just friggin'. I didn't have to go off that. What the? Weird. I assume that's a ramification of, that's weird. It's kind of interesting, but a little annoying. I had to think about that. It's supposed to be a ramification of, you know, setting that one mode like I did. Okay. The problem is I don't know how to name. I don't know how to save the view or the UCS. Anyway. Okay. I can't find how to save a UCS anywhere. You know, you go into here, and here's the only thing I see even in the menus that mentions UCS. There's no option to save it. The only thing to do, and again, just like that guy said, it's not even on the menus, is you push this little button here and then hit S, and then you can name it, and that's the only way. Believe it or not. Okay, and here's the finished cockpit. You know, this thing's still, I'm not crazy about. Did pretty much what that guy did. And okay. I'll go ahead and set my UCS back to world. Okay. Boy, that's annoying. real annoying because it zooms extents, you know, every time you do that. Okay. It's kind of a neat effect that he, was showing. This is totally out of control. You know, in practice you'd never want to do this, but that's about as smooth as you can get it. Anyway, that does look pretty slick, you know, but again, the mesh is kind of a capricious thing because, you know, where was the control in that? So anyway, it's pretty interesting. Now, I was able to convert this mesh into a surface, and you can see it kind of drags the computer around. Look at all those faces. Jeepers. Yeah, that makes my computer drag like crazy. I'm not out of memory or anything either. Pans and zooms okay. It's just, I bet you can control some of the display properties of that. I'm going to click undo. Alright. Yeah, I just converted it to a 3D solid. It was a little better, you know, hitting convert to solid. A little better at that. You know, because it still maintained all its properties from the mesh. So it may actually have a better converter than Rhino did. You know, because Rhino, you can convert to a mesh to a solid, but it's really not very easily done. Whereas this, you know, again, it's complicated, but I mean, it's seems to have done a fairly good job. So that's interesting. I'm going to see if I can do some Boolean operations on it or not. That's here, I'll put a extrude that some bitch out. Do that some bitch. Here we go again. Say I've created something and I can't change its direction, you know, its elevation for no good reason at all. Yep, fucking thing's fucked up. I'm surprised it didn't yep, unbelievable. Yep, like I said, I lost my mouse cursor again, you know, I can't see it. This thing does have some bugs in it. I guess that's why it was so cheap. Okay. Yeah, yeah. You could work with booleans. So that's a genuine solid. Of course, then again, for all I know, meshes work with booleans in this. I don't know. So anyway, there's a lot of stumbling around, but I just wanted to see if I could do with my knowledge of 3D modeling basically what that guy did. And again, I went about it in quite a different way than he did. Let me try something real quick. Okay, I want to convert this to a mesh. Okay, and then I want to grab me why not, another sphere. I want to see if I can do a boolean between. I'm sure I can. I'm sure those are just for solids, those Boolean operations, because that's how Rhino works. It's not supported for mesh objects in the selection set. What do you want to do? Filter mesh objects, convert selected object to smooth 3D solid, or convert to faceted. Okay. Anyway, that answers my question. I kind of figured that'd be the result. So anyway,